Hi, and welcome to the Homeschooling Simplified channel. I'm Shanna, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Big Life Journal. We purchased this several months ago for our teenage son, who was 12, turning 13, and the reviews that I read on it were really positive, and so we gave it a try. And not only do I love it when I look through it and read some of the things that he's wrote in there, he actually really loved it, and it was a good conversation starter. So it's the Big Life Journal. So chapter 1 is about the power of your mind and learning about different types of mindsets. And this intrigued me a lot. It talks about growth mindset, which some of you might have already heard about. And it also talks about a fixed mindset. Growth mindset is obviously that I can learn, I can persevere, I can push through this if it's difficult or I'm having trouble learning something. The fixed mindset is what I think I found myself already set into, where I already knew my abilities, already knew what I could do, what I couldn't do. And then I had these preconceived ideas of things that I can't try. I'm not even going there. I'm not going to try to learn that because it's too hard or it's not for me. So it's kind of fixed in my ways, like set in your ways, so to say. But the growth mindset lets you realize that, hey, I can try this. Here's just a quick page about the different mindsets where we've got the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. And it talks about different things about that throughout the book. Just having a can-do attitude versus a I cannot or I can't do that. Chapter 2 is about exploring yourself with fun activities to discover true interests that you have, that you might already know that you have, or you might discover that you have. Like just being you and being who you are, not trying to be like anyone else, which I think is a big thing for teens. Not so much with homeschoolers, I find, but with teens in general, we're all trying to find ourselves, what we like, what we're interested in. And sometimes we will find this person who seems to be popular or gets lots of attention, and we think, well, that's who everybody wants to be around, and that's who I should try to be like. Well, that's not always the case, because that's not you. Everybody's different. So chapter 2 on exploring yourself, I think is very crucial for teenagers. Also about exploring yourself, it talks about goals that you could achieve based on interests that you have. So if you know what you are interested in, then you can set your goals and you're learning towards something that you want to do when you grow up. Chapter 2 brought up a lot of things for us to talk about with our son, because he wanted to ask questions about things he was interested in, like writing. So with COVID-19 going on and us not really socializing a whole lot, like together, we do a lot on Facebook and FaceTime and social media, but as far as just getting together with groups, we haven't been doing a lot of that. And so he discovered that he likes to write about what he's thinking, ideas that he has. And so then he started putting together books because he loves Minecraft. And so he started putting little books or short stories together about what his Minecraft character could go through or experience. And these stories have gotten better and better this summer, over the summer into the fall and winter. He has started a YouTube channel, getting in front of the camera, talking about things, and he's learned about himself that he loves to teach. So on chapter 2, when you're exploring your interests, your child will find things that they want to maybe teach others that they love about, because that's what we do, even as adults. When we love something or we enjoy something, just like this review I'm doing on this book, we really enjoyed this, so I want to tell others about it. That's what makes it so compelling to share with others. Chapter 3 is about dreams that you might have, making plans, organizing. It also touches bases of having daily routines. I know every teenager, myself, my husband, we've talked about it. When you're a teenager, you're growing up, you've got, your body's changing, you're extra tired. So sometimes you might get out of bed, you don't make your bed, you don't keep on schedule. And especially with homeschoolers, we might dawdle more than those that go to public. It doesn't mean we're not learning. It's just that we have to make sure that we keep those daily routines and schedules. And so this book, enforced those ideas of keeping a schedule so that you're on track with something. And it talked about success and what it means to you, because each of us have our own idea of what success is. Like it'll ask little questions inside the journal that they'll fill out, because for one person, success might look like lots of money in a big house, where other people might see success as having a small house and having their family all together. It just depends, or living inside of your home that you grew up as a child, just being who you are. And that, especially nowadays, I think our teenagers need to know that with social media, there comes this thing where we're looking at other families or other people and we think, well, they're so successful, or they look like everything's going perfect for them, their life is perfect, and I need to try to be like them. And we think that will make us happy, but that's not the case. What makes us happy truly is finding out what makes us happy and content and feel like we have success in our lives. And most of us, if we're Christian, we believe that happiness comes from the Lord. But aside from that, just being content with what we have as well. Also in chapter 3, it gives bucket lists for goals that you want to achieve. Everybody has talked about this here in the last, 5 to 10 years, about having a bucket list of either places you want to go, food you want to eat, things you want to see. Some of those are travel based. Some of those are, like I seen one lady just wanted to pet a monkey. I read about that, and she finally got to pet a monkey, which is amazing. I think that would be cool too. But always having a goal, something in front of you to strive for is good. And I love that about this book. Chapter number 4 is about making those dreams that you have and turn them into reality. Being a person who inspires others to achieve as well. So whenever we set ourselves goals, or we dream of things and we actually make plans to achieve those dreams, we're pursuing after something, so we have, a set destination that we're going. We're not just aimlessly going about the day or the week or the years, and then before we know it, all this time has went by and we haven't achieved anything. Just real quick on this page, it talks about inside of this little person's face, it says, the person I want to be in 10 years. So not only does it talk about in here things that we have interests in and goals for now, but it puts a future cast mindset in here to make them think, well, what do I want to do in 10 years? In 10 years, I'll be 23 years old. And on this page, and it's just not about careers and having success. It lists things about being adventurous, being steady, responsible, hardworking, focused, kind. Those are also character traits that you want to think about. And we loved talking about this with our son, that as the years go by, not only do you want to have a good job, you want to have a home, you have your family, children, but you want to be setting goals for who you want to be and what you want to do, maybe for others, help others, be kind, reach out, be compassionate, do volunteer work. And all of those things contribute to who you are, how you feel about yourself, and having that contentment and happiness of helping others. I think it builds good character to think about, okay, I'm not going to grow up to be a grumpy old man or a grumpy old woman. I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to share that happiness with others. I think we all can think about someone that we admire. And it talks about that in here as well. It'll list things, people that you look up to, good role models, people you admire. And then kind of breaking that down, like, why do you admire them? Do you like them because they always have a smile when you are looking their way? Or are they always generous, giving, always listening, a good listener? Great things to think about. I'm an only child, so whenever I was around someone that I would really like or I admired them, of course, all of us are not perfect. I am not perfect. But I would always take 1 or 2 traits from that person that I really liked about them, and I try to apply it to my life. And then just try to make me the best version of me that I could. And again, I'm not saying I'm perfect because I'm far from that. But if we strive each day to be better, then that's what we will be. My husband has a saying that he mentors young people with, is that, sometimes making a change in our life seems overwhelming to the point to where we don't even try. We won't even begin. But if you can change 1% a day, just say, I'm not going to think negative thoughts today. I'm going to think positive things. Or if a positive thought comes into your mind, that you stop it before you act on it, say something about it, or have a feeling about it. Then that's changing 1% that day. And then in 50 days, you're 50% better. In 100 days, you could be 100% better. It doesn't mean that you're not going to fall, that you're not going to fail, because we all do. But the main thing is to get up and keep trying and striving to do better. Chapter 5 in the book is about keys to success. There's a quote in chapter 5 that I wrote down that I really like. It says, I was born to make mistakes, not to fake perfection. And that's so true. Especially in the time that we live in with social media, there seems to be, let's get the perfect photo and the perfect video and make it look as perfect as possible. So let's just be as true as we can to ourselves. And when we're true to ourselves, we can be true to others. Chapter 5 talks about things that you can control and things that you can't control. This is actually a chapter that I loved reading just for myself. So me and my son both kind of looked through this. Now he filled it out. It's his journal. He can go back through it, look at things he wrote down, and kind of keep the goals in front of him. But when I looked at the chapter of things I can control and can't control, it helped me as an adult. As adults, we think, well, we should have it all together. Everything should be perfect by now, especially if we're in our mid-30s. But that's not the case. And we need to realize there's things that we can't control, like this year we have all been through COVID-19, whether we've had the illness, been close to someone, even lost someone. It's something that we can't control. But we can control each moment that we have together and try to make it the best. This year, my family's tried to focus on not arguing so much or fussing about something so much, because when you're in the house a lot, especially now that it's winter and we're not getting out and going on walks, and we were loving to go fishing and things like that, we get that cabin fever and we just kind of get a little bit irritable with each other, and we need to stop and think, okay, every moment is important and we need to be kind, maybe take a breath, get some space, maybe just go out in the backyard, or we have been going out on quick walks because it's pretty cold outside right now. But so that sums up chapter number 5, and I am highly, highly impressed with this book, and I do recommend it. If you go to their website, biglifejournal.com, you will see all their products. You can actually sign up for their email, and they send us like a weekly email. I think it comes on Fridays or Saturdays, and they'll even give you a printable for that week. So one week in particular that I remember was a little cutout that we printed out, and you put it together and it made 2 cubes, and it was like paper dice. And so every night right before bed, we would roll those dice, and it had things on there like, what was the funniest thing that you heard today? Or what could you do better tomorrow than you did today? And it was not only a conversation starter, but it was us recognizing, hey, what didn't make me laugh today? hey, what could I do better tomorrow that I didn't today? Keeping us focused so that there's always a goal in mind. They also have posters. So we got this one to hang next to our son's desk. It just talks about success. And as you can see on there, this is an iceberg. And so the biggest part of the iceberg is underneath the water. The success is the little part that everyone sees. So some of these say courage, patience, kindness. There's going to be frustration, personal care, positive attitude, failures. So a lot of people don't know. A lot of failure goes into things before you succeed. Effort, learning, discipline, rejection, and persistence. And we got this right next to his desk. And I wanted this one particular because it's a reminder that every day is not going to be perfect, but we can make the most of it. That's why I love this so much. And so I would highly recommend to get online, order this book. Mine was $24.95. And then, of course, I think the poster, I can't quite remember. I think the poster was like a couple dollars, maybe $3.95, $5.99. I can't say for sure on that one, but they have a lot of resources on there. So I would get online, check it out, order, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any questions, please post them below. I will try to get back with you as soon as possible. Thanks again, guys, for watching Homeschooling Simplified.